What's up, guys? Back on another video. Not back on another video, you know what I'm saying. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be watching these animations. I had to skip some of it because my time limit wasn't off, so I had to do it. So today we'll be watching, let me see, that was four animation videos with me today. And yeah, let's get to it.
On our second night of driving, we were taking some peaceful back road through the woods because we were tired of the noisy highway of a dated longer station or something. It was the 7 dark car always been in a yellow suit. The dark woods at him and he told me, classic Tom. I was just crunching on my Cheez-Its when I heard somebody go, psst, psst. I quickly looked around but saw nobody. Over here. Finally, I spotted him.
Look at this dude, that was chin. Sorry, guys. I look at I roast this kid. He unmatched head. Boy, if you don't, I'm done. My bad.
Man peeking his head around a tree in the dark woods. His face was all dirty, and he had glassy eyes. We stood staring at each other for what seemed like the longest time, until he said, "Come over here. I want to show you something." Hell no. I got in my car and locked the doors, texting Tom to hurry the fuck up. I told him there was a creepy weirdo outside the car, and he was all like, "Alright, be right over." Later on, he walked out the doors and climbed into the car, and I hit the gas to get as far away from that fucking place as possible. As we were driving, I looked back one last time in the rearview mirror and saw 3 cloaked, bulky men standing in the trees surrounding the 7-Eleven. Needless to say, I still have no idea what the hell was going on at that place, nor do I ever want to find out.
The other guy, like, what the heck is what's up with that guy? So let's go back. The next one is Scary, the Camping Alone, Scary Story with a t-shirt. So let's go back right now. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to, hit that notification bell for no more videos. Make sure you subscribe so I can shout out to you guys. Alright, I have an Instagram account, Kusuavi. You know, alright. Let's get to this.
My name is Yusuf. I'm 21 years old. A few weeks ago, my parents decided to go to Lebanon for a few days while I stayed home. I was happy to have a few days to myself, so I decided to drive to the lake which my family went camping at when I was small. It was remote, surrounded by trees and barely anyone was there. I decided to stay for one night though. As I got there, I decided to dare myself into skinny dipping since I was alone. To be honest, it was quite refreshing and relaxing. As it was getting dark, I took out some firewood to dry up with a campfire and got my lunch. That night, I dared myself into sleeping naked under my towel as I would never get another chance like this. As I woke up, I was shocked. My towel was gone. I couldn't find my clothes either. I felt scared as this meant I wasn't alone in the woods. To my luck, my car keys weren't stolen, so I decided to get home. However, since I was staying for one night, I didn't bring any extra clothes. Due to my condition, I had to drive on those barely used roads to avoid any exposure to the public. It was a bumpy ride, but it was worth it. After a few hours, I saw a man in the distance near the road. He tripped and hit his head on a rock. Despite my condition, I knew I needed to stop and give him some help. But as I saw him, I realized he was wearing the same clothes I wore yesterday. I got out to ask if he's okay, but he didn't move. As I got closer, he grabbed my hand and looked at me. He had wide eyes and a huge, terrifying smile. I was more scared than I like to admit. I quickly got in my car and drove away. I managed to get home by sunset, and it took me a few minutes to get the balls to run to my front door. I have no return to the lake, and his smile haunted me ever since.
Alright, guys, next one, the Devil Horror Story animated. The Bat. Yes, it's Bat.
I've never been the religious religious type. So when me and my parents went to visit my Uncle Ben, who was a Baptist preacher down south, I wasn't too thrilled about it. He had always been one of those people that warned everyone about what would happen to them if they didn't devote their life to the church. And to be honest, I thought it was a load of crap. He always warned me that the devil was on the prowl. He had these crazy assumptions that they were demons in human form amongst us, here to recruit us for Satan's army. I, of course, shrugged it off as just another one of his crazy stories that he conjured up in his overly paranoid and highly delusional mind. When we had arrived at his house, there he was, standing there to greet us, with his Bible clutched in his fist tightly. As I walked past him, I politely spoke to him, but the only words that escaped his lips were, "Are you ready to protect yourself from the devil now?" As usual, I told him no, that I didn't believe in such nonsense. He then turned to me with the most creepy look on his face and said, "I tried to warn you, but you're on your own now. Good luck. You're gonna need it." Later on that night, during a powerful thunderstorm, as I was sleeping in the guest room, which always seemed to creep me out due to the fact that there was always a large, creepy cross of Jesus hanging above the bed where I slept. I had finally drifted off to sleep, but was awakened by a warm drip of liquid on my forehead. I thought it was just the roof leaking, since it was raining so heavily. But when I opened my eyes and wiped my forehead, it was not rain. It appeared to be blood, which of course startled me. When the lightning flickered upon the cross, I had noticed that the nails in the hands of the Jesus figure was dripping blood. Then I heard a rustle under the bed. When I looked under it, there was these yellow eyes glowing in the darkness. Then the face of whatever it was slowly revealed itself. It had horns and teeth that were sharp and jagged. It was the devil. I screamed and ran for the door, but was halted as it grabbed me by my ankle and pulled me under the bed as I screamed for my parents to help me. When they ran into the room and turned on the lights, it had vanished quickly into thin air. I then ran into the arms of my parents breathlessly as my sobbing echoed throughout the room. The next day, in the car, on the ride home, my parents tried to convince me it was just a nightmare, but the red handprint on my ankle proved otherwise.
Alright, guys. That was the end of the video. Hope you guys like it. Make sure you like and subscribe to my video. Love you guys. See you later. Hit that notification bell. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. See you later. Peace.